Hey everybody, I'm Gerone Wright back here again in another video. Okay, I'm gonna do this video in unison with video just released that's on YouTube playing now with the Catacomb image of Abraham and his son and the implication of his son performing a sexual act on Abraham. Okay. Which all signifies genetic bridging. And that was a 320 AD image. Now this image here, which I'm going to tie my previous video to this is Leonardo da Vinci's study of the Last Supper. And this is, I guess it would be his drawings for making that painting. Now I have some of my highlights here. And I'm going to go to some. I'm not going to go into reading all of this. If you want to know, I have a video out on Leonardo da Vinci Last Supper. I decoded the Last Supper already. Okay, and I have a video out on that you need to see if you haven't already seen it already. Okay, but these are Da Vinci's, I guess, rough drawings for his painting of the Last Supper. This is study of a Last Supper. Okay, now I want to show you something. I'm only going to use one image of it. First of all, I can tell you that I already know that Da Vinci utilizes the clothing and the hair. This is the way the Renaissance artists did to encrypt images of beings, the heads of other beings that signify the genetic bloodlines of that of which they were trying to reference. Because Renaissance artists' artworks reference the genetic bridging and becoming of mankind, and how these genetics were continually being altered throughout history, and it's all referenced in biblical depictions and of these bridgings, of these manipulations of bridging, which all biblical figures were actually utilized, including Jesus, Abraham, and many others, Isaac in that case in the last video, and many others, Mary Magdalene, I mean, you name it, and they're all were utilized in some way of another. If they made it into becoming famous in these historical moments, then their bodies were genetic vessels for the manipulation of the genetics of mankind and the altering from ancient genetics. Okay, it's just the bottom line. That's just the way it is. Okay, here. See this figure here, okay? Now their names is written just above there, and I can't read. I mean, I guess I don't know what Da Vinci's handwriting is there, but anyways, it eventually made it into the Last Supper image. This bearded man, alongside of his head, is an image of an ape. I highlighted it already. I don't know if you can actually see that there. Yes, you should be able to. There's an image of an ape. All I did was outlined it there. It shows you an ape and genetics, and it shows you how the genetics are passed along. Okay, and it shows you through this image right here. It tells you what happened and what's going on. These genetics, that's what the Last Supper is about. It's about the passing along of genetics and genetic bridging. And these genetics, this will be Jesus here, and I guess the Da Vinci original thing showed where Jesus' arms were crossed on the table, showing you cross-referencing rather than utilizing the actual cross. Laid Jesus out of the picture, head down, and his arms crossed, letting you know that there was a cross-referencing of these genetics. And this is why he's signified in the middle. Okay, there's the cross-referencing of these genetics taken in from both sides, and that's what normally is actually being signified. Now, I'm going to show you something else, and then this video is not going to be long at all. Now, this is Da Vinci is from that of the the 14th century, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. Now, I'm going to take you back to my last video image that I just took down, and I'm going to put that up here now. This guy right here appears in that, which would be Abraham over here, the image of that, the likeness, in this 320 AD image. of Abraham and his son. Now I want to show you something. Let me get my ink pen. And remember I told you that there was an ape right there in the head of that image in Davinci's I'm drawing. Long and behold, the same ape is here. I don't know if I want to take it. There's the cranium of the ape right there. There's the bridging of the eye of the ape right there. And the nose of the ape is here. And then we come down, and there's the mouth in there of the ape. Can you see that? Let me see if you can. You see that ape right there? And the ape is looking down at the boy, which was to be Isaac, who has his penis, has Abraham's penis in his mouth, along with that of the dinosaur, which I told you was genetically bridged. The horse implicates the ancient genetics of the dinosaur, and these are the ancient building blocks of man, which I stated in my last video of being that of ape. Now I'm back in this video giving you the ape that's encrypted in the side of Isaac's Abraham's neck. Now I have it already drawn out. Let me give it to you so you can see it. Well, it's not very difficult to see. I'm going to leave it up there for a minute for you to see. See that ape? There's the bridge of the eyes right there. I'm over top of the right eye. There's the left eye bridge. There's the nose. There's the upper mouth portion of the ape. And the ape's lips is there. And there's the ape's bottom jawline right there in the neck of Abraham right there. The whole image of an ape right there in the side of his face. See that? Identical to that of what's in Davinci's study of the Last Supper. And these other images are the same thing. What's happening here, people, is very extraordinary and very remarkable, because as far as back as 320 AD, when this image was actually created, or earlier, 320 AD, this image, this catacomb image, there is a reference of ape and man, and genetics being exchanged between animals and genetic bridging as far back then. People, do you know where we at here? Let me take that back some so you can see what we have here. Oops, we got to take it back. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm doing contrast. So wonder I'm not getting nowhere. What in the world? I'm doing contrast. Where we're at here? Oh, I'm okay. I'm on the wrong thing. That's why. Let me take this back some and bring this up. I can't actually get it up because I was going to show you. But anyway, people, do you know what this means? 320 AD. 320 AD that this information was known about how man came into existence and about genetic bridging and referencing. Do you know what this means for science? For medical science? For explorations of space? All of this knowledge has been known all along. Look, people. Just in the early 1900s or late 1800s, man, it was supposed to have been known that man evolved from ape. Look at this, people. The proof is right there. They knew all along. Genetic alterings and genetic bridgings. They've been doing it globally all along. sicknesses and diseases, cancers, AIDS, you name it. All of that stuff caused by the altering of the genetics of mankind. Genetic sacrifices of the masses of people. Look, people, take another look. There's the cranium of the ape. There's the right eye. There's the left eye. This is the eyebrow area. There's the ape's nose. And here's the ape's mouth in here, and then the bottom jawline. Looking down at Abraham's son with his mouth at Abraham's penis, showing you these genetic bridgings. Remember I said that these represent the ancient genetics of man, and you see the imaginary chain right there, the linking chain, has Abraham bond to that. It's showing you this genetic splicings, Abraham being cut away from the ancient genetics, and it's showing you genetic bridging, not just here, but over here as well. And then there's the dinosaur right there, encrypted in the like the tassels of the robe that Abraham is wearing there. Shows you what's being genetically bridged. So people, to see that, and then we take you back, well, take you forward, because that was AD, that was the big before this. Now, I have already given you Davinci's Last Supper. I have already given you that. I haven't even told you about all of the encryptions that are actually entailed in these drawings, or how you can actually read these drawings. I haven't even told you that. It's beyond just seeing images of apes and all of that. There's so much, much more. These artists knew, and the styles, they evolved. There are so many different styles. There's hundreds of styles of the way these different artists actually captured these genetic bridgings in these historical moments. And they changed it. And this is how they became famous for all of their artworks. And that's why these artworks today cost so much money. People. Oh my goodness. This is wonderful, because not just for me, but for you as well too, because it allows you to know who you are and to be able to identify with where you came from, where you're going, how you're supposed to be living, what's your cause for existence. And there's so many possibilities in all of the above to have this power of knowledge. Now just imagine, for me, I'm being able to read this stuff. I evolved. I've been doing this now for almost 3.5+ years. I think it's 3 years and almost 6 months. And imagine me in the middle of building a brand new home and get slammed in the forehead with this, and something happened to me. Stops me in my tracks. You know what I mean? Tore down a home. Put the brand new foundation in and put the decking on, and stopped in my tracks. Got hit with a ton of bricks. Through a paranormal experience and encounter. Soon thereafter, I found myself in space, in broad daylight, not even a no dream, people, looking back down on our world. Standing in space in the middle of the day, 12 o'clock afternoon, looking back down on Earth. Then all of this started happening to me. Seeing things in a multi-dimensional way. I couldn't see nothing for what it was at first. This stuff here is easy for me seeing. Before I could see this, I was looking at images on rocks. Drawn to rocks. You have to see my Grand Canyon discoveries. Oh my gosh, my South Dakota Black Hills discoveries. You have to see that. People, my videos are incredible that I've released and I placed here on YouTube. And I evolved through what I was going through on alien UFOs. I mean, in the beginning, I was ridiculed. It wasn't too many people. I mean, but they were just picking my mind, And I mean, things that was being said, I mean, nasty things being said. And through all of that, I kept it together. And here I am now, being able to do this. Bring you apes on the side of the faces of historical biblical figures, and telling you how they were genetically bridged and altered, and how the genetics of mankind was altered. There you go, ape. It's showing you that these genetics were being removed, how they were being removed, and how you were being created. So the next time you look in the mirrors and you see and don't understand why you were different, and you're thinking that it was just through a selective genetic process, you were wrong. It was through a precise, well, I can't say precise, but it was through a genetic manipulation and bridging that was directed at altering the genetics of mankind. And that's why you have these different people. So these miracle babies, and these Giovanni, Jesus Christ, and all of them, and these special babies in historical biblical moments, they were all genetically altered, and their stories in biblical times commemorate and mark the hallmark of a historical genetic manipulation time that we were altered, or they were altered, and these genes were carried out to make a difference and a change in the genetics of mankind. They went out and contaminated Jesus, Mary Magdalene, to contaminate entire city populations. And this is what the journey was all about. The same journey that Christopher Columbus made, the same journey that the conquistadors made, and contaminated these worlds genetically. And it's all referenced in Renaissance artwork. Everything that I'm telling you right now is Renaissance. I mean, is referenced in Renaissance artwork in this way. Let you know how it was done. People, do you know that this is going to change? This changes the ball game. It's game over. And this is globally. This is not just, this just doesn't stop with Christianity and what I've discovered with that and then with biblical time. This is not just there. This is globally, people. This is something that evolved from other places beyond our world. And I'm linked to that as well. I'm just not just linked to this stuff, people. I'm linked to before this that's in our world. I can show you. Before Davinci, before the Vatican, before all of them even discovered how to do this, I knew, or I've linked myself to all of this, and then beyond this. This is how I was able. This is child's play for me right here. This is child's play. I can take you with this into space. See my videos. I am linked to this in a way that you could possibly never imagine. It sounds like a joke and like a game at first. And then you mess around and you see my videos and you hear my voice and you hear my conviction, you hear my passion. And I'm telling you that me, you, and everybody, we're all the same. It's all in us. The only thing you have to do is you have to get out of your head this nonsense about these divine figures, about worship of other beings, and go within yourself and find yourself. And then you can do this as well too. Well, besides that, I'm showing you, so I'm helping you right now. I'm helping you find yourself. Look at this. I'm telling you all along in all my videos consistently that there's genetic bridging going on. What are they genetically bridging? Animals and mankind. And what genetics are they altering? That of ape, original man, ape, black man. Here, I give you an ape in the side of Abraham's face. Right there, clear as day. Look at the image of the ape. Take this out. Well, hold on, let me see if I can get my finger over here. Well, God, I can't even see from over there. You take the Abraham's face out. Well, let me go like this. Can you see that? Can I do that? No. And the ape is right there. The ape, this is tough drawing upside down. There's the image of the ape. Anyway, blots this out, and the ape is right there. Again, the ape's eyebrows, the ape's forehead. He shares the face of Abraham. Eye, black and white man. And the genes they're being altered is taking this guy out, which represents black genetics, black genes, the original founding origins of genes, taking them out and making them white. No different than what Adolf Hitler was doing. He knew it. And anybody that gets in the way of this is destroyed. This is what our holy wars is over behind the scenes. About genetic manipulation. This is why we're separated. This is why our world is separated and divided, people. These holy wars are all about this. For those that know on the higher levels, the people on the lower levels think that they're fighting for a greater cause, which ultimately the greater cause is behind genes, about saving their identities and who they are genetically. You're fighting wars that you don't even know what even is going on. %90 of our world is affected by Christianity. Our world's people is affected by Christianity. This is the ancient root of it. I'm showing you what it's all about. Davinci is showing you what it's all about. Rembrandt is telling you what it's all about. Here's Davinci here. I can do Rembrandt. I can do. It doesn't make a difference who the artist is. I have so many encryption styles that I have decoded that I can go into any artist's work and show you the same exact thing. As they are famous for these drawings, I've become more famous for actually taking them apart. Because that was the challenge, taking them apart. No one could ever do it before I came along and did so. Look at these Catacomb images. 320 AD, and nobody could see an ape there inside of the face. Look. 320. And the masses of people couldn't even see this. You know why? And then couldn't see the boy at Abraham's penis. You know why you couldn't see that? Through your fear that they instilled in you about God, about religion. This is what blinded you. When you look at an image like this, you see divinity. You're feared because they're telling you that, man, I better be careful because, I mean, one day I might find myself there trying to kill my children because I defied God or I didn't do that. People, the confusion is your fear and your worship of something that you don't even know what the hell you're worshiping. That's what your problem is. And I'm showing you. This is in Rome, in the catacombs. This man, who is Abraham, a biblical figure, a key biblical figure. They're telling you the story that he's slaying his son. But yet there is an image of his son at his penis, with his penis in his mouth, along with the dinosaur on the other end with the penis, with this man's penis in his mouth, which signifies a genetic bridging. And I'm telling you that there's a chain here, and it's showing you that he's tearing himself free from the ancient genetics, a bondage of ancient genetics. And this knife here represents the splicing of genes. And then I go insofar to show you not just the penis and the dinosaur there and the boy's mouth on the penis, but an ape right there. In Abraham's neck, encoded right there. So, who is right? Gerone Wright or your Bible or your biblical stories? Leonardo da Vinci. The same male image, and this is his study of it, with the same encryptions of the ape, showing you how there was an evolutionary change or genetic bridging from ape across the table, where it was cross-referenced that Jesus laying his body down on the line to bring all of these genetics in from both sides, and was cross-referenced. And here he is laid down there. You might as well put a cross here, because that's what that means. He was cross-referenced. He died on the cross. And then that's why you see at the Last Supper image where they have, I think on this side here, I don't know if it was Matthew or whatever, but pointing up in the air, Jesus taken out. Once he sacrificed and brought these genetics, he was taken out, and it shows you these genetics going in other directions. People, you have trouble. You have trouble. Why am I not viral yet with my videos? My videos are playing in Pakistan, all over YouTube. I have almost over 100. I think it's like 98 or 99,000 that I have on alien UFO visits, hits there. I'm doing pretty good here on YouTube now. I'm at 6,000, almost 6,100, I believe, here on YouTube, and I'm not viral yet. Why did my videos not take off yet? And I'm sure that the right people have already done seen my works. You know why? Because there are higher up people that do not want this stuff known. This affects everything. This affects the TV industry. This affects, oh gosh, governments. This affects entertainment. This isn't everything. There are places, and it goes beyond everything that I'm telling you. It goes beyond this. It goes beyond this. People, this stuff is in your children's room today. It then evolved into the cartoons on television. It then evolved, in, like I said, with Disney, on your children's blankets, on those stickers on the walls, on the cups that they drink out of, the movies that they watch. All of these implications are made today in that, geared at your children. And I can show you where it's at. Because before there was this, there was other implications, and I learned that before I learned this. I'm going to get going. I'm going to leave you with that to think about. This is 2 videos this morning. This is Saturday morning. There's 2 videos that I done gave you. I wanted to connect Davinci to this, and I wanted to give you the ape because I didn't give you the ape in the first video. I just told you that the ape was the building block, and now there is the ape. Okay? So you have that, people. You digest that. And this is for the weekend. And all I ask of you is just forward this to a friend. Give this to a friend. Oh, by the way, too, people, it shows you as well, too, that there's an ape encrypted. The boy's hand behind his back. There's an ape encrypted right there on his back. And it shows you these genetics from the ape snaking over the boy's head and down by Abraham's feet. It shows you what's happening there. I can read all of that, what's happening there as well too. But these images, people, they tell you the true story. But look at that ape. I'm going to leave you with that ape right there. Look at that ape. Eyebrows, eye, nose, mouth, looking down at the boy, at the penis of Abraham. Shows you the genetics, the bridging. People, there's more to come. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. Or you can Google my name, GeroneWright. I'm taking apart every founding stone that calls for everything that we believe in until my message is worldwide and heard. And then I'll take it from there. Thank you.